Over a period of time, I've gotten some emails asking me to address Wicca. Some wanted me to just address it and say what I thought about it. Others wanted me to attack it. Well, I'm going to address what I think about it. The reason I'm not going to attack it is Wicca is a benign religion, and most of the pagan religions are benign. They don't run around trying to pass laws in America to oppress people the way the other ones do. They do run around trying to get some legislation done every once in a while, but that's usually just for equality, such as the recent campaign for Patrick Stewart, not the Star Trek guy, but a soldier who was killed overseas. The VA was not recognizing the pentacle as a legitimate religious symbol and refused to put it on his gravestone, even though they put all these other obscure ones on there. And also they put on, the Star of David for the Jews, they put on the cross for the Christians, they put on the freaking hammer and sickle or whatever the fuck that is for the Muslims. But they refused to put on a pentagram. And the Wiccans banded together and got them to do it. So that's not a law that oppresses anybody. It just creates equality. So they're not a bad religion as far as the way they, deal with people that are not believers. So I'm not going to attack them. I won't do it. But I will say this. I'm going to attack the Christians and the Muslims who run around saying, because of their Bible, suffer not a witch to live crap, that Wiccans are all bad and they're all worshiping Satan whether they know it or not. Let's listen to some of the stuff they have to see if they are evil. Now, they have this thing called the Wiccan Rede. Many of you have heard of it, many of you haven't. Now, in the Rede, it starts out with, by the Wiccan law we must, in perfect love and perfect trust, live and let live, fairly take and fairly give. Now, right there, they're talking about following the Wiccan law and living in perfect love and perfect trust. That doesn't really sound evil to me. I'm not sure about you. If you can find evil in that, let me know. Now, they say fairly take and fairly give. They're talking about sharing things in the community. If you've got plenty of food and somebody else is going hungry, share. Don't be a hog and hog things up, and just share with your neighbor and your brother. So then it goes on. It's talking about the cycle of the year, and it's talking about when the wheel of the year has turned to Yule, light the log, the horned one rules. Now, a lot of Christians and Muslims will point out that, look, the horned one, they're worshiping the devil. Ugh. Guys, understand the Bible does not say Satan has horns. The Catholic Church, the bastard organization that it was, were trying to forcefully convert pagans in the old days. Now, pagans' god of the woods had antlers in its depictions. It was the man of the woods, the green man. And he had antlers, and they were like stag antlers, like from a deer. And yet, the church then kind of nubbed those down to make them look like bull horns, something a little more sinister looking than an elk, and said that's what Satan looked like, and pointed out to the pagans, see, Satan has horns, and you worship the horned god, the horned one, and therefore you must be worshiping Satan, so please, save your souls. And that was their attempt at more forceful conversion, along with all the other things they were doing. So, the horned one rules does not mean Satan. They're talking about Pan, and going by other names also, Cruno, anyways, but they're talking about the stag, the man of the woods, not an evil deity. Okay? Then, let's just get right down to the nitty-gritty. The final words of the Wiccan Rede is basically like their 10 Commandments, except it's only one. And in reality, I know the Christians love to run around saying, oh, that just gives them reign to do anything they want that's sinful. Okay? No, it's not. Actually, the final line of the Wiccan Rede makes life a lot harder to, if they stick by it, it would make life a lot tougher to live, according to that Rede, than all the other 10 Commandments combined for the Christians. Because it says, and it harm none, do what you will. Now think about those words. Where's the evil in that? The do what you will? That's just saying you can do anything you want as long as it doesn't harm. So, it doesn't mean you can go sleep with your neighbor's wife, because you know what? That harms him. You can't go killing somebody, because that harms them. You can't even go punching somebody, because that harms them. You can't lie to them in a way that would harm them. You can't do anything in a way that would harm another person. But outside of that, do anything you want. Now, I don't see any evil in that. So, I'd like to know where the Christians say these people are evil and that they're worshiping devils. Because listen to this. In the beginning of the weed, it says, cast the circle thrice about to keep the evil spirits out. Now, they're actually, in their rituals, they erect, they do a circle, they make a circle, with the intent of keeping evil out. Now, if they were worshiping Satan, why would they want to keep evil out? You see what I mean? They're a benign religion. They stick to themselves. They don't bother anybody. And they are not worshiping some type of evil, especially the fictitious character of Satan. But yet, the Christians and the Muslims want to use their holy books to destroy Wiccans just because it talks about witchcraft in the Bible. There's really no reason to attack Wicca. I've never had a problem with them. I've never heard a Wiccan, and I've talked to many, and I've never heard one say, our way is the truth. Our God is the true God, and all others wrong. Quite the contrary, most Wiccans I've spoke to have said, all paths lead to the same destination. What they're saying there is, you can follow Allah, you can follow Christ, you can follow Jehovah, you can follow, Yahweh, you can follow Pan, Thor, Zeus, Aphrodite. All of them are going to lead to the same place because they're all the same thing. That's what they believe. Now, if I ever hear a pagan say their God is the one true God, the way the arrogant asshole Christians and Muslims say, I'll be the first on here to attack their ass. But my money is on, I will never hear such a thing out of them.